Signs of low value behavior. Hello, ladies. My name is Chengi, and you, my precious one, are, of course, my world. If you're new to Chengi's world, welcome. Welcome. Because right here is where I teach you, ladies, how to present as a high value, high status, high worth woman that high quality men find completely irresistible. Can I get an amen? I am really so very excited to be here with you. And of course, looking forward to the new year, but really looking forward to end this year strong. Can I get an amen? Okay, it ain't over till it's over, boo-boo. Okie dokie, so we're going to be talking about signs of low value behavior. So, number one, clingy. Low value women are clingy. They have to just be with the man all the time. It can't go, and Zosh is on the phone and she can't let him go, and your energy is just so, don't leave me. I don't have worth, value unless you are with me, unless you validate me, unless you say that I'm worth something. Okay, that's that sort of energy that is clingy, that's needy and clingy. And needy, there's nothing wrong with showing a man that we need him, but there is that needy energy, and that usually comes from a sense of a lack of identity. One of the key factors of being low value is that women who are low value have no self-identity. They're not self-defined. They're defined by the world outside of them. And so when you don't have a truer sense of who you are, what you believe, then the world beyond you is going to start to define you, is going to start to bring to you all of the things that you want. Then you're going to need your relationships to perpetually validate you. And I find that people that are clingy with men are clingy in most of their relationships because they're looking for validation from outside. So whilst it may manifest as clinginess, it really is a deep desire to be validated from outside of yourself, validated from beyond yourself. And this is where we start to hit some seriously unhappy and low value behavior. Okay, so it really is down to you defining who you are. You know, if there's nothing that's happened in 2020, if we haven't had enough time to sit down and really ask ourselves the real questions, who am I and why am I here? And we haven't come any closer to really getting more of that identity, then quite frankly, we are going to show up in the world as people that need other people to validate us, need other people to agree with us, need other people to spend time with us in order for us to feel great. So when you find yourself being clingy, or you know somebody who's being clingy, they are exhibiting what I call low value behavior. The second low value behavior is possessiveness. Possessiveness is this ridiculous sense of jealousy and holding on to another person and saying, okay, I don't want any other women to speak to you. I don't want you to be around women. I don't want any women around you because you're mine. That all comes from a place of scarcity. It all comes from issues of abandonment in childhood. It all comes from attention deficits in our lives that we feel a sense of ownership. Nobody owes you their life. Nobody owes you their choices. It's up to a high value woman to choose a man that she knows is committed and dedicated to what they're building together, because she cannot control the world outside of her. You cannot put a man in a situation where if you see him talking to a pretty girl, that's that, end of story. It's gotta be a thing. It's gotta be a thing. It comes across insecure. But for somebody like me who looks with a different set of lenses, it tells me that you have deep wounds. You have a lot of issues of abandonment that you're working with. And again, that's what I am here. My coaches are here to help you, because I can say to you, stop being possessive and stop being clingy. But in reality, those are both issues that are the root cause of it are childhood abandonment. And childhood abandonment doesn't mean that mom and dad left you in the middle of the street and never came back. Abandonment can be an emotional space, a place where when you were growing up, parents or caregivers distanced themselves from you when you didn't agree with them, or when they didn't like what you were doing. They would abandon you emotionally, or they would physically abandon you. And so you've become a grown-up that feels so scared of people leaving, and especially when you were emotionally invested. So whilst it's a low value behavior, it's behavior that we can work through and support you through. Okay, being a stalker. Being a stalker is low value behavior. Come on, girls, stop snooping. I have a video on this channel talking about why women should stop snooping in their man stuff. Listen to me. Life is complicated enough without you going to find complications. And what I always say to you ladies is that everything done in secret will always come to the light. You don't have to go and find secrets. Secrets have a way of showing up. Secrets have a way of wanting to be told. There is nothing worse than a secret. There's nothing louder than a secret. A secret is so loud. Secrets are dying to be told, to come out of the closet. Secrets will come out. And it doesn't matter how great somebody is at deceiving you. The secret itself wants to be known. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. And in my experience, it will leave clues. If you don't actually find out what the actual secret is, it will leave clues. There will be clues left behind. And if you follow the breadcrumbs, not his socials, not looking through his stuff, not being all up in his business, right, you will be led to the truth. Okay, the truth will show up on a day you least expect it. So stop stalking your guy or the guy you're interested in. Go ahead and live your best life. Okay, another low value behavior is getting drunk, drinking and smoking. I put them all in, and drugs, alcohol and smoking. Listen, girls, there isn't a high value, high quality man that wants to be with a woman that takes drugs. I don't care what you're saying. Are there men that want to be with a woman that takes drugs? Yes. But those men are not high value, high status. Now, don't even tell me, but these rich men take drugs and they like women that... Rich does not equal high value. We've already had this discussion on my channel. Just because a man has money doesn't make him high value. Basically, there is no man who is trying to wife a woman who's on drugs. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sending you all this love. I hope you can feel my love. But I also have to be emphatic about this. You cannot be a drug smoking, shooting woman and expect a high value, high quality man to walk into your life and be good with that. It's not going to work. He will play with you. He may even enjoy it, whatever it is. But if you have a drug habit, if you have an addiction, sweetie, honey, you need to get it fixed. And I know that there are a lot of functioning addicts out there. And I don't care whether you think, you know, it's really this much of a drug compared to this. I might not be a crack addict, but, you know, I smoke a bit of this and I smoke a bit of that. It's low value. I'm sorry. I'm yet to see a lady. I am yet to see a woman of high status and high worth smoking drugs. Smoking, period. Right? There was a time in the old days with the long smoking, the whole sort of glamorous thing of olden times, of course, darling. But that's not glamorous anymore. Smoking is not sexy. If that's your habit, kick it in 2021. Because I can guarantee you that high value men do not want women that smoke. It's bad for your fingers. It's bad for your lips. It's bad for your skin. You smell. I don't care how well you take care of your clothes and you wash them and you spray yourself and you have mints and whatever. It is a dirty habit. And if you want to attract a high value, high status, and high worth man, then you need to knock that. You need to get rid. You know, I remember, you know, sort of this client of mine who, beautiful. You are yet to see a woman as beautiful as this woman. She's gorgeous. Blue eyes, fierce red hair. I mean, she was just so beautiful. Stunning. And a smoker. So she met this really, really great guy, and I happened to know him. And, you know, things were going just fine. And he said to me, I can't do kissing her. All I taste is tobacco. And that relationship became very difficult for him and he had to leave. And I can guarantee you that was not the first guy who's been attracted to her and who's been high value, because she either dated men who smoked too, so it's all kind of the same kind of thing going on. But I can tell you from a non-smoker perspective, having kissed a smoker in my past, it is the worst experience. It's horrible. And whilst we men, you know, can get away with it because they're not supposed to be pretty creatures and they're not supposed to be ladylike. I am not saying that a woman has to like it, but on a woman, honey, I am not here trying to be controversial. I'm just trying to help you out. If you're a smoker, I suggest you stop it. The third one in the line of low value behavior is getting drunk. Listen, I have nothing against drinking. I personally have stopped drinking. I might have a glass of something twice a year on a special occasion. But by and large, I don't keep alcohol around me. I used to, but it's not something that my body enjoys, that I enjoy anymore. And not necessarily really good for your health. It's not something that's great for your health. And on my fitness and health journey, it's important for me to take better care of my body. But drinking a nice glass of wine, champagne, whatever you enjoy, it's fine. But you can't be drinking a man under the table. There is nothing ladylike about a woman who's drunk. And the problem with being drunk is you don't know when you cross that line, right? Because it's only when you're really, really, really drunk that you think, gosh, I'm drunk. Or when you stand up and think, gosh, I'm drunk. But actually, you don't even know how you've been behaving as a result, how your laugh has got louder or certain behavior. It's not high value. Okay? It's not. Right, moving on. Poor personal care is low value behavior. A high value woman takes good care of herself, her personal hygiene. We're talking about fresh smelling breath, ladies. That means always having some mints on you, making sure you're flossing your teeth, every day. And making sure that you give them a good brush and that you are using the right mouthwashes and you're taking good dental hygiene, because there's nothing worse than a beautiful woman or a woman who has bad breath. Okay. And you can never be too sensitive about it. This is something that you need to work on. Or body odor. I was talking to a friend of mine and I was saying to her, I am just so overly cautious about my smells, because the bottom line is we can't smell ourselves. We cannot. That smell is how we're smelling is the experience somebody's having of us. And so it's so important that we manage the smells. There's nothing worse than a woman who's beautifully groomed with everything together and she comes near you and you smell BO. Okay. You need to make sure that you're always covered, that you find the right products that work for you healthily. There's so many products in the market that won't harm you, but will keep you fresh, alive and excited about certain things. So that's really, really very important. Personal care, making sure that you always look good. I don't understand you girls. I understand you, my angels. But I don't understand some women. I don't understand a woman that does not care what her hair looks like, what her skin looks like, what her body looks like. Just don't care. You just don't care. You just don't care. That is so masculine. And it makes you fodder for predatory men, because they know that you haven't got any, there's this feminine neglect going on, and you can't show people your value if you don't value yourself. You know, people know how to treat me by the way I show up in the world. I show up like this. I show up in the world like this. So you have no choice but to show me the respect I show myself. But if you drag yourself around life, you know, I am so grateful for my upbringing, because my mom wouldn't even let me go to the shops unless I look decent. I believe every woman should have had that feminine training, and I know some of you haven't. But if you haven't, it's not too late. This is something you can change, girls. This is something you can change. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this video. Everything I've said in this video is something you can work on. It's something you can change. So if you give me pushback on it, all you are saying to me is, I don't want to change it. If you say, all you're saying to me is, I am not willing to change it, because nobody was born smoking. Nobody was born on drugs. Nobody was born in bad shape. Nobody was born overweight or underweight. Nobody, well, some of us may be underweight because we were born prematurely. But the point I'm making is, none of these things, we're not born clingy or possessive, right? These are things we have learned. We can unlearn them. Another low value behavior is being entitled. Feeling like the world owes you something. Feeling like when you go on a date with a man, he owes you his time and attention. You should be with that guy because you have had such a hard life. You deserve that, right? Entitlement is low value quality that only breeds low value conversations, low value behavior, low value, just everything that comes from a sense of entitlement is low value. High value women come from a place of hard work, where they put in the value within themselves, and then they are grateful when they meet somebody who is prepared to treat them the way they deserve to be treated. They're not entitled. They don't feel like, yeah, you should. And usually the people that are entitled are the ones least deserving. Okay, so if you're truly deserving, then you're not going to be entitled. The next thing is zero sexual discipline. You are the girl that has sex on first dates all day, every day. That's how you are. Now, I'm not talking about a good woman, high value woman who's having a bad season or a bad day or a bad year and is feeling vulnerable. What makes one bad decision that ends in another bad decision, and oops, I did it and I didn't mean to do it. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about a lifestyle where you just sleep around, boo-boo, and you hope that giving your sexual attention to a man is going to get him to give you his emotional attention or to give you some cherishing or some love. When we jump into bed with men who have not invested sufficiently and who have not met the standard that we've set before them, we are behaving as low value pick-me girls, okay? Last but definitely not least is the woman that overinvests, the one that chases, the one that's always, bringing presents. I had a call from this one girl once, and she was like, I don't know why men leave me. I'm always the one in the relationship who's giving. My boyfriend, he comes and spends time at my house, and then when he's leaving, I pay for his cabs, and I pay for this, and I pay for the food, and I do this, and I don't know why men leave me. Right? That is because you're being masculine. You just overinvesting. A feminine woman gives back in appreciation for his investment. She invests back where she has received investment. When we have sex, we receive an investment of sperm. And we give back in appreciation a baby. Right? We don't go find a baby from the air, and it doesn't work that way. Men give, we receive and give back in appreciation, right? So if you are the one who's giving, you are literally turning these men into feminine men, and most men will lose attraction. They'll enjoy you for a bit and then they'll keep it moving. I hope that these traits were really good for you to consider, especially as we're going to 2021. It's a time for deep reflection, looking at our behavior and thinking, how can I be better? How can I do better? How can I win in the game of love? I hope to see you on my next video. If you want to work with me or my coaches, you can book yourself a discovery call. I'd love to chat with you and help you get to the other side of your love life. I want to see marriages. I want to see exciting things in 2021. In the meantime, my darling, take care of you. Love you lots. Bye-bye.